Now let's develop a confidence interval for the mean difference or difference of the means of the textbook problem. Okay, so we still have D defined as the difference in the price for a given text between bookstore and online, and mu sub D is the average of that, and we want to develop a confidence interval. Okay, and then we will look at data analysis, the same problem, how to solve using Excel data analysis. So D bar is, we already have all of that calculated right here. D bar, okay, standard error of estimate, we've already computed that also, which is right here. Okay, 1 minus alpha, that's our confidence interval level of confidence. Degrees of freedom, we already computed that, n minus 1. So t table value is t dot inv dot 2t, okay, and 1 minus confidence level is your alpha, and then the degrees of freedom. So that gives us the table value, and then the t table value times the standard error will give us the margin of error, and then we can go d bar minus margin of error, and then d bar plus margin of error as the upper and the lower limits for the confidence, for the mean of the differences. Okay, so interpretation then, we are 95% confident that the average price difference between the bookstore and the online is between $19.26 and $65.94. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do any of these computations ourselves and we want to use Excel data analysis, okay, we still have the original data. Okay, you even don't have to do the computations for the difference. So go data analysis. Now here you select t-test for paired 2 sample for means, paired sample. So that's what is the related samples means. Okay, so variable 1 is bookstore. Okay, variable 2 is online, and of course when you select paired t-test, these two ranges must be of the same length. If the sample sizes are different, you will get an error. And first row is label, and we want to test whether the difference is 0, and we want to put the output right here. Okay, so let's put the output there. Click OK. So now you get a output that looks similar to the one that we generated earlier in the 2 independent random samples. Okay, so it gives you the mean and standard deviation for both the samples individually. Okay, and it gives you the correlation between the 2 columns. Okay, so it gives you the degrees of freedom, which is 15, and then a one-tail t-test and a two-tail t-test. Okay, you can select whichever one you want.